Yo, yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? I can hear you. Can you hear me? AJ, I think we got some technical difficulties. Uh, AJ, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, there
Everything
we
is
go.
good.
All right, so there we go. Well,
Hear
that's
me?
good. I can hear you coming in and out. Looks like you glitching a little bit, but
Yeah,
but
you
we go.
get straightened out of.
All right. So yeah. So all right, man. How was your week?
Man, good week, good week, good weekend. Watched football all weekend. Had a profitable weekend, so I can't complain.
Profitable. How is that? Do you care to elaborate, or you just want to leave that alone?
Yeah, we could elaborate. Let me see. Friday night. Friday
You glitch,
night.
you glitch, you
Kansas.
glitching,
Was
you
it
glitching.
Kansas?
That's
Yeah, Kansas held it down for me Friday.
when you say held it down. We must be talking about betting, but
Friday,
we're not
Kansas
gonna
held it down.
we're not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
touch
yeah,
it
yeah.
because we're not gonna touch it. Oh, this dude. Hey man, this dude here. Hey man, he on the show. Look, he on the show.
Oh, he ready. Oh, that
Yeah,
boy ready this
yeah, that
week.
boy on the
Oh,
show, boy, ready this week, man. Hey man, that's some funny stuff. But anyway, man, uh, nah, man, but uh, I don't know if you want to, Kansas, fantasy football, and we talking like that, because you did win the fantasy football league this week. Congratulations on that end. So you did have a really good little week. But anyway, man,
appreciate it.
let's get these people started because I know we're gonna have a lot of questions down the line. Welcome once again to Elite 100 Football Chop Up. I'm one of your hosts, AG Wasim. That's my partner in crime, AJ Brooks. Don't confuse us because people have a tendency to do that. Cover regions that we cover are Osceola, Orange Lake, Seminole, Brevard, and Volusia. Those are the reasons that we cover. AJ, tell them a little bit about our social media. Okay, AJ's glitching, so you can check us out on Instagram, Twitter. We have a web page, www.elite100prospects.com, and and we do have a YouTube, which is Elite 100 Prospect 6. So make sure that you check us out. Also on the YouTube channel, you can go and vote and stuff of that nature. We have a Twitter poll, and hey, man, I ain't saying that. That's Rob Walker saying it. But anyway,
AJ,
uh,
you can't say AJ with you talking. It ain't me, it's you right now. How you gonna say AJ glitching but you talking? And it's glitching when you talking, you put it on AJ. Don't do that to my internet, dog. That's your
hey,
service over there.
hey, man, I ain't
You
said a
talking
word.
to
They look at it.
how am I
AJ,
glitching?
Rob, let me ask y'all a question. Not Rob, not you, Rob. We will get to you, the other
You
Rob.
was talking
This
about
Rob Walker.
glitching. You
Rob
said
Walker.
AJ glitching.
Who are you hearing? Which one? Thank you. Thank you, Rob. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. But it's okay. It's okay. But that's why we have people that, and we can go back and look at the show. But he's glitching a little bit. I think it's raining over here on our side of town, even though we're about 10 minutes away from each other. But with that being said, did I miss any of any of our social media, AJ?
Um I
I'll
was
leave that.
glitching.
All right. So I don't know what you heard or anything like that.
I ain't heard
So
nothing.
with that, all right,
I just heard YouTube.
okay. Well, yeah. So yeah, that's what it was. So y'all got the most stuff. I'm gonna leave the YouTube channel scrolling underneath because it'll have a lot of our content. Uh, and I apologize. I wanted to give uh, AJ, if you get a chance, email me real quick the video from that shows the highlights from the game of the week because I wanted to make sure I put that up for people who didn't see it. Uh, so we'll get that going. So for those people who didn't see our game of the week last week, we'll talk a little bit about it as well. Um, we are still looking for sponsors. You can go to our website under elite100prospects.com, see our sponsorship packages. We have something that fits every need. Right now, we're in the midst of really trying to lock down the sponsors for the uniforms. We have, 2,500 for the East, 2,500 for the West. That's full uniforms for 50 guys. So we just trying to lock that down So if you know of anybody who wants to advertise and wants to support, their teams, we'd appreciate it. Uh, we do have, like I said, we do have sponsorship opportunities and I will also give you guys opportunity to hear from one of our sponsors. Well, I'll tell you what, AJ, tell them about about my peeps and about Sleeve King, and then as I get it prepared to play a little video from Greg Francis and Osborne Associates.
Absolutely. So we'll start with My Peeps Apparel. They take care of the fan voting. We have a weekly fan voting player of the week. From it could be any player from any 6 of our counties. My Peeps is an apparel company. They are the sponsor for that. Then our media, we work with VME, Viral Elite Media. That's we partner with media. And then for the player of the week, for the game of the week, that is Sleeve King. Sleeve King is a prominent apparel company. They make accessories, uniforms, so on and so forth. So Sleeve King is our sponsor for the player of the week. And as you mentioned, you'll speak more about our other sponsors.
Yeah, I'll let him speak for himself. Take a look at this video, y'all.
When you've been injured in an accident or on the job due to the negligence of others, know this: your community has your back. Communities look out for each other, and I protect my community. Whether I'm fighting for a personal injury case, medical negligence, or winning the largest civil rights settlement in U.S. history, you will receive personalized and aggressive representation with a goal to maximize your win. Scan now to schedule your free consultation. Osborne and Francis, real tough lawyers.
Yeah, so shout out to Osborne and Francis. With that being said, do we have any commitments this week that I can think of? No, we don't. AJ froze. Anyway, man, we don't have any commitments that I can think of right now. We have to get my dog back on it though, because we got to talk about the game of the week. Unfortunately, I wasn't around, but the game of the week was definitely a Popka versus DP. It seems like we had a barn burner. AJ, you back in the building? Well, yeah, we had a barn burner. Dr. Phillips and APK. Let me see. Matter of fact, since he appears to be glitching, let me see if I can get this. If I could get this video to play so y'all could actually see it from there. Hold on one second. I know I could do it. Let's see. But AJ, can you hear me? AJ, can you hear me?
Hey man, I tell you right now, I pay my cable bill on time. I don't know what's going on, but I only got one bar reception, bro. I don't know what's up.
Oh no, man! You on the real though, you know, you can never, it'll be a lot of stuff going on with stuff like that. So it happens, like every day. So you could have the reception piece is just crazy around Central Florida. I remember having at one point I had a service, man. It would be everywhere. It didn't work, but in one little spot in my house, which was crazy. So and then sometimes with the weather and stuff, it's been raining, so you never know about all that. Uh, but I can hear you now. So you want to tell the people a little bit about what you saw at the Popka DP game? Nah, it looks like you can't. All right, hold on, y'all. Let me get y'all situated.
Man, last week Popka DP was the game of the week. Dr. Phillips. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Dr. Phillips, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
AG, you hear me?
You can't see my thumb up?
All right, yeah. So yeah, Dr. Phillips, they was in control of the game. Yeah, they was in control of the game pretty much the first half. Man, what the fuck? Even though first quarter they stalled out on 2 first quarter drives, couldn't convert a 4th and 1 and a 4th and 2 on consecutive drives. But they did have the lead 14-3 going into the half. I felt good about what DP was doing. And then the second half came and DP continued to throw the ball. And for the game, I love Stanley, but Stanley Anderson, he was 6 for 23. I don't recall him completing a single pass in the second half, so I have to give a lot of credit to Apopka in their secondary. because they played the deep ball terrific throughout the night. Shout out to Miles Fielding on the outside and Malachi Davey. So the two corners held up. They got an interception in the third quarter. And then Apopka scored and got the 2-point conversion. So immediately Apopka cuts the score to 14-11. And Dr. Phillips continues to throw the ball, can't get any completions, throws another interception, and we get deep in the fourth quarter, and Dr. Phillips, Apopka has the ball inside the 5, first and goal. They couldn't score. DP did a terrific job holding them. On fourth down, Dr. Apopka kicks the field goal, and one of DP's better players, Kai Wright, jumped over the offensive line, which is illegal. Apopka missed the field goal, but they got first down on the penalty, and they scored a couple plays later to take the lead. So it was just not a good second half for Dr. Phillips. I told people that Dr. Phillips gave Apopka life, and Apopka took it. In typical Blue Darter fashion, I give them much respect for playing the game without their starting quarterback. It was Darter right, Darter left, and they were victorious.
Yeah, boy, I tell people, man, them Apopka Blue Darters, they are truly one of the few teams that always seem to, you never hear about them getting blown out. They might lose, but I've never really seen them get blown out. They gonna fight to the end, and if no lead is safe enough. And shout out to them for making that happen. Shout out to Miles. I've known Miles before he was born, and his dad. I'm sure his dad is real happy that Miles put it down. I'm sure I hadn't had a chance to talk to him because I've been ripping and running, but I definitely give him a shout out and see what's up with old Miles feeling. But believe it or not, I tell people all the time, Miles is probably a better running back than he is. What Miles is really pretty good in that regard, but he fell in love with DB, so more power to him. But while I'm trying to get that video up, AJ, but we can go ahead and we did the review of the game of the week. Now, with that being said,
and then
we also
just
have.
Let me real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me mention the player of the game too. My bad. Yeah, the player.
That was my next. That was my next thing. I was gonna give my spiel because he means something to me. Well, you cut off my. I was his first coach. So anytime it's a kid that I was his first coach, I want the world to know. I was his first coach, and the crazy part is, and we all love his family. They're a real good family. A real good family. We love them to death. They're all good people. But the crazy part is he's okay with not playing football. He's just good at it. He's really, really good at it. I hope he continues to play football because I really think he got it. He got it. But I'll let you let the people know who it is.
Yeah, so player of the game for Apopka was Ian Martinez. Child crazy. Ian Martinez is a player of the game. I don't have the official stats because Apopka did not load up their stats. That's another story for another conversation. But from my count, he had 6 to 8 tackles. He had the game-winning forced fumble at the end to seal the victory. Ian Martinez was the player of the game. He's the brother of Nakai Martinez, who was a 4-year standout for Apopka at UCF now. So Ian Martinez was the player of the game. And like you said, he's a kid who he's just good at football. And if he makes the decision that he wants to play football full time, I think he can have a career, at least go to school for free for sure.
Oh, no doubt. Has what they're looking for, great size, all that kind of stuff. Hey man, you got to give this guy some time. I think he was trying to say me. I'm pretty sure he was trying to say me. See, this is one of the things that I don't think he's cracking on you.
He's
saying he's trying to say. Yeah, but he said AJ, but I think he's trying to say.
That's
AJ.
Definitely
right. I think that's what he tried to say. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
On the keyboard, it's 2 spaces between a space between the G and the J. He meant to say G.
Yeah, I'm sure he did, but he admitted. But hey,
Yeah,
uh,
good.
yeah, and we're gonna transition because we might as well go ahead and go with that. We congratulations to. But before we get there, we'll talk about his team since that's the coach of Mainland because we have to go over last week's top 10. But before we go there, we do have our fan player of the week. Uh, uh, who do who did we who ended up give the people the nominees and who ended up getting a nod in the voting?
Nominees for My Peeps Apparel Fan Player of the Week. Number 1, Brady Hart, Coco's quarterback, sophomore. He was 35 for 50 for 493 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception against nationally ranked St. Thomas Aquinas. Number 2, Michael McClinton, sophomore defensive standout for Ocoee, 24 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble. We also had Gerard Smith from Dr. Phillips playing. I told you they did darter left, darter right all night, and he collected 19 tackles, had 2 TFLs. And then Javen Boggs. This kid has literally been on a tear since the Jones game. Jones did the best. I think Jones held him to 60 or 70 yards. But he had 11 catches for 180 yards and 4 touchdowns against St. Thomas Aquinas. It was a close race, but Brady Hart gets the nod at 31%. So week 3, My Peeps Fan Player of the Week goes to Brady Hart, sophomore quarterback from Cocoa.
Okay, so Mr. Hart won the fan vote. Also, we didn't really the game of the week that we looked at. That is sponsored by the yeah. So
Sleep King.
shout out to Ian. Sleep King will be sending. They get a plaque from us as well as Sleep King send them some. We'll be sending different apparel for them to wear. So shout out to those kids and the guys from My Peeps takes care of those guys from Fan Player of the Week. Take them out to eat and give them certificates and stuff so they can get free gear. With that being said, man, let's go over last week's guys, and let's go over that and see last week's game top 10, and then we'll follow with this week's top 10. Just let the people know
So last week's top 10 starting from.
Go ahead.
Yep, starting from the bottom, we got D-Land. D-Land was number 10. They beat a tough Columbia team 35-21. E.G. Egali was number 9. They beat Winter Haven 35-0. Heritage, another Brevard County team, they beat Centennial 23-0. Lake Mary with a dominant win over Oviedo 46-17. Number 6, Jones beat Osceola 28-20. Number 5, Edgewater remains undefeated as they beat West Orange 27-13. Number 4, Apopka also remains undefeated as they are victorious against Dr. Phillips 18-14. Number 3 was one that kind of, I guess, surprised us. But Seminole lost to Treasure Coast 9-14. It was a 1-possession game. A lot of good defense, but Treasure Coast was able to pull that one out in the end. Cocoa also lost a controversial game, 36-37. All signs pointed towards them being victorious, 36-34. But with some errors by the officials, St. Thomas was able to get the ball in the fourth quarter with 19 seconds and kick the field goal, I believe. So St. Thomas defeated Cocoa. And number 1, Mainland, man. Mainland, they battled, they fought Bartram Trail. And they won a tough one, 28-24. And I think it speaks on their championship pedigree. So Mainland remains undefeated at that number 1 spot.
Yeah, with that being said, it looks like the Brevard County Officials Organization gave a public apology to Cocoa and admitted they were wrong. One thing about that, I'll say this. That I'm very glad they did that because I think that more times than not, referees should do that. That just shows the integrity of it. We all make mistakes, so it's okay that they make mistakes because the reality is this. Even with the mistakes they made, Cocoa still could have won that game if their defense makes a stop. So So we can't just always put all the blame, just like coaches make bad plays, kids make bad plays. But I'm really impressed with the Broward County officials because I've never seen anybody in Orlando do that ever. I'm talking about, so that's a big shout out to those guys. It was a big game. It just really shows how good the Cocoa really is because that wasn't a regular team that they went down there and had the game. To me, they play like true champions, and that's going to bode them well. They're going to win state in their division, and that's just the bottom line. Like
Yes.
they will be picking up state championships.
2S, they're going to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hold on one
get
second.
2S.
It's hot off the presses. Hold on. Let's see what this dude got to say. Yo, what's up, Coach Wells? Hey man, you live on TV, so don't say on the radio, so don't say nothing crazy. We about to talk about last week game of the week. We about to talk about last week game of the week that you lost to Apopka. So why don't you tune in so you can hear us talk about you? Oh, I gotta say it like it was. You lost. You know you my dog. Look, man. Look. All right, man. Look, my wife gonna go out. I'm gonna make some gumbo, and you can come get some gumbo and some liquor to make you feel better. But I gotta finish the show. I'm gonna call you when I get out of here. All right, man. Peace. Yeah, that's hot off the press. It's Coach Wells. That's my dog, though. But somebody said they feel bad for EG next week. I guess we all gonna have to talk about it, because
I do too.
hey man, you can't spoil it for the show, but let's go ahead and get right into it, man. Let's start with the top 10. Who are the teams that next guys up? And this should be interesting because Robert Walker, feels that not Robert Walker.
We doing the pick'ems from last week, or are we going straight to the top 10?
No, we're gonna go to the pick'ems when we go to the. Let's get to the top. Well, we could do pick'ems from last week, but we're gonna talk about pick'ems when we talk about pick'ems. Let's talk about the top 10, and then of course we're gonna pick them, and then we can talk about that then. I just put one slide up because I didn't feel like doing two.
All right, cool. So top 10, man. Next three up. Leesburg, they're making the surge right now. Titusville and Winter Park. All three of those programs, they're undefeated programs. They're playing good football. So yeah, those are our next three up: Leesburg, Titusville, and Winter Park.
I will say this.
Now, looking at the top 10, number 10,
right.
What you got?
No, I was gonna say we know we got a big game coming up with two teams that probably aren't in the top 10, but pretty much probably whoever wins that game will probably get in the top 10. But we'll talk about that later. Go ahead. Let's start with number 10.
Yeah. So number 10, man, we're looking at D-Land. D-Land Bulldogs are 2-0. They had that 10 spot. Honestly, I see them moving up here in the next few weeks.
2-1.
2-1. Excuse me.
2-1. Yeah.
Yep. 2-1. 2-1. They lost the opening game, the competitive game to Mainland, but they are 2-1 at the 10 spot. Number 9 is E.G. Galley.
Hey,
they're 3-0.
They want to hold on.
But as you saw, someone said that they felt bad for them.
Yeah, if they want to stay in the top 10,
they could jump.
If they pull that off, man, they're gonna be in the top 10 for sure.
Hey, if they win this week, they gonna jump in. They might jump in the top 5. To be honest with y'all,
man, they gonna jump in the top 3.
Yeah, they
are. Because that means they beat the team to beat Venice and almost beat St. Thomas. Come on, man. But right now, they number 9.
They got a tough one.
Yeah, they got a tough one. Who's number 8?
They have they got a tough one in Cocoa. Number 8, we're looking at Heritage. Heritage number 8. They 3-0 still, undefeated, playing good football. They have Oviedo this week. I expect that to be a pretty good game, but I like Heritage.
I like Heritage as well. All right, who we got number 7?
Moving right along. Number 7, we're looking at Seminole. Seminole took their first loss this season, but they'll have a good challenge again for them this week as well. They have Evans. That's a district game, so it is very important for both of those teams. But at number 7, we got Seminole.
All right, we got number 6.
At number 6, we have Jones Tigers. 1-2 ball club, started the season 0-2. Just got their first victory against Osceola. And they have a tough matchup tomorrow in Edgewater. So they put undefeated Edgewater at Edgewater's home. So we'll see what happens with that one. But Jones is at the 6th spot.
Hey man, Jones lose to Edgewater 1-3. They probably gonna be out the top 10. So hey, Jones, Jones Tigers, if you out there, man, y'all better pull it off. I'm just being honest. Go ahead. Next up.
And don't do it for us. Do it for you, because I don't want y'all. Because y'all, we told y'all y'all win for y'all. Don't do it for us. But anyway, number 5.
Hey, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. If you need us to be, if it needs us to have a battery in your back, hey, we pull it. Hey, I'm down for both Edgewater and Jones. So I don't care who is. Edgewater. Hey, matter of fact, let's stay here for a second. Remember we had the whole thing about, we had all the kids come up, we had all the teams come up, and we had the preseason show, and the kids, and we asked Edgewater who you want. They was like, Jones. We want Jones. So hey, matter of fact, I might have to go ahead and bring that video out. But hey, bottom line is they want Jones. So guess what? They got him. So we're gonna see this week. Hey man, a great game. Really, honestly, could easily have been our game of the week, to be totally honest. But we chose. We'll see if it is or not. But it could easily be one. Next up, we said we had
next
Jones.
Up, number 5. We have 5. We got Lake Mary, undefeated. Lake Mary 2-0. They have a good game this week. A rivalry game against Lake Brantley. So Lake Mary undefeated 2-0 at number 5.
Number 4.
Number 4, we got Edgewater. We just spoke on them. They play Jones. They're undefeated. They said they want Jones, so they're going to get what they want. And they at the crib. So they're home this year. Last year, they won a 1-point victory, 20-21 at Jones. CJ Baxter had a terrific ball game. He was the driving force to help them win. They don't have him this year, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So we'll see tomorrow night.
Shout out to, speaking of CJ Baxter, shout out to him and the Texas Longhorns for knocking off the Alabama Crimson Tide. Who's next up on 3?
And just speaking on CJ as well, he's a freshman running back starting for a top 5 team in the country. So big shout out to him. Number 3, we're looking at Apopka. 3-0 Apopka Blue Darters. They're in a spot where they're familiar being in the top 5, top 3 programs in our rankings for the last 3 years. So this is a normal spot for them, to just being honest. But Apopka at the number 3 spot, 3-0. They have a bye this weekend. So it appears that they'll stay safe and sound at the 3 spot moving forward for as of now.
Yeah, I mean they got a hell of a schedule. So they, and then so number 2.
Number 2, man, Cocoa don't go nowhere. Cocoa took a 1-point loss to a nationally ranked St. Thomas Aquinas team, and quite frankly, they shoulda, coulda, woulda won. Whatever. They lost
played a good game.
They played well enough to win and be victorious on the road against St. Thomas.
On the road with a chance to win.
Yeah, so I mean, we just couldn't feel like we could penalize them for that, because they could have easily won.
Yeah, because my thinking, and for those, my thinking, and a lot of and the 2 other guys and AJ on that whole thing was that no one else in Central Florida, besides maybe number 1, and I'm not even sure about that, we really have an opportunity to be in that situation. So I you can't really penalize them for that, because all the teams underneath them, they would not have went to St. Thomas and did what they did. It's just that simple. And so that gives us back to number 1. The boy, they kill me. I don't know who that is. That's obviously a Cocoa fan. But like I said earlier, the coach in me always is like this. I don't get no excuses, because at the end of the day, even if the refs messed up, you had a chance to stop them on their final drive. You had a chance to, so but I'm very impressed with the team, and I want those guys to pull that thing out. And I just like the fact that they played hard and nobody gave them a chance. To be totally honest, I mean, I don't think nobody picked them. I think the only person that picked them was AJ. To be honest, so shout out to them boys, man. And coaches over there doing this thing. What's that? No, you picked Coco. Like I know for a fact you did. So yeah. So big shout out to them boys. I mean, that it ain't no shame. Uh, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they still had a chance to win it, which is, you know, like how many teams really can say that they had a chance to beat St. Thomas Aquinas? Seriously, like in the last 10 years, I can maybe name three. So shout out to them boys. But who's number one? We got number one. Who's number one? Well, AJ might be. He might not hear me. AJ.
Number one, we're looking at Mainland. 3-0 Mainland. They won a tough one. Number one. It's raining too, bro. It's storming outside right now.
That's what I figured.
But number one is Mainland. They 3-0. They got rain this weekend. They just beat another it rains.
Yeah, well, they got rains this weekend. That was a good win with Bartram Trail. Rains. Hopefully they're ready for rains because that could go either way. To be honest, that's not something that like they just it ain't just a guaranteed win. So shout out to them boys. Hopefully they do what they're supposed to do. All right. So then, with that being said, let's go on into last week's pick'ems. What we look like?
Last week pick'ems. Last week you were 4-2, and I was 4-3. Well, let me start. We both were right with Pine Ridge versus Space Coast. We both picked Pine Ridge. Jones versus Osceola. We both picked Jones. Eustis versus Tavares. We both picked Eustis. We were correct. Lake Mary versus Oviedo. Both picked Lake Mary. We were correct. Evans versus Ocoee. That was a game where I just wasn't sure that Ocoee would score enough points on offense, but they did, and they were victorious 17-8. We both picked Evans. We were wrong on that one. St. Thomas Aquinas versus Cocoa. You were right. You picked St. Thomas Aquinas. I stuck with Cocoa. And then the game of the week, Apopka versus Dr. Phillips. Similar. Not sure if Apopka would score enough points on offense, especially with their starting core not playing. But
yeah, because we and for those who didn't hear, he was saying that we were not sure. I don't think that you was glitching. For those who didn't hear, he was saying that we chose Dr. Phillips because we knew, like a lot of times we're privy to know that kids ain't playing and stuff like that nature. So we knew that the quarterback wasn't playing, but we didn't share that to the media. So we picked, Dr. Phillips to win. But, shout out to Coach Rolson. He said Deccan and went to that daughter. And and the defense kept fighting. So congrats to those guys. All right, this week, game of the weeks. You go ahead and start us off because it's your week to pick first.
All right, let's go for it. Volusia County, we got Seabreeze versus D-Land. I'm rolling with the Bulldogs. Who you got?
Bulldogs.
All right. We have another intriguing matchup here in visiting Osceola. They were victorious last year. It was a close game. They beat Osceola twice last year. So we have a trilogy, so to speak, but I'm gonna stick with Lakeland.
Yeah, we got to go with Lakeland, and then games at Osceola. So I think, ain't no think about it. We'll probably ride out there since it's on Friday, so we can support our guy Rick. So so we'll definitely do that. All right. Next up, who we got?
And my boy Flash too. Don't forget Flash. But next up, we got Lake County, Leesburg versus Vanguard. This was a game that I sat and I thought about long and hard. And initially I said Vanguard, but honestly, man, I'm gonna go with Leesburg.
I'm gonna go with Vanguard.
All right.
Definitely gonna do
Split
that.
there.
Right.
Lake Mary versus Lake Mary versus Lake Brantley. I'm gonna go with Lake Mary.
I'm gonna go with Lake Mary as well. Highest scoring octane offense in Central Florida.
You said you got
Lake Mary.
You said you got Lake Brantley.
No, you ain't
said you
glitching
got
that bad.
Lake
Lake Mary, you ain't glitching that bad.
okay.
You not glitching that bad. I know that. I know. I understand, hey, but you not glitching that bad. Your
This
Wi-Fi
show,
working, and you can read lips. And I know that you read lips. I've watched you
this
read lips, so I know
this
about
show
that.
torture though. It's
Yeah.
glitching in and out. How bad is it raining out there?
Nah, it's rated pretty good. It really is. So
Damn. Next up,
the West over there is rated pretty good. So get home.
Yeah, seriously. Next up, we got Jones versus Edgewater. Everybody think I went to Jones High School, but I actually went 2 years to Edgewater, 2 years at Bishop Moore. Went to Boston College, so I got a lot of Eagle in my heart. You see, I got on the red tonight, but I'm gonna go with Jones. I'm gonna go with Jones though.
I'm gonna go with Edgewater.
Ooh, you with the water. Them folks ain't gonna let me come over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Edgewater.
Going Edgewater, I like.
Yeah, I like Jones too, but I'm gonna just go with the home team. Plus, the only reason and normally, and I'll explain to anybody, I would have probably took Jones, but with the butt whooping that Jones put on them boys last year in the playoffs, I mean, I don't know how much really Coach Duke should have to talk about it, because they put a thumping on them boys in the playoffs. It was ugly. Like when I say it was ugly, it was ugly. So I'm definitely gonna go with Edgewater, because I just don't think they're gonna let them beat them. They basically manhandled them boys last year. I don't think they're gonna let them do them like that this year.
I mean, to their credit, man, it ain't too many teams in the state besides Miami Central's. Like Jones was clicking that Saturday. They would have beat.
Yeah,
they would
I
have
agree.
beat
But
probably
Jones,
anybody.
but you know why Jones was clicking that Saturday? Because Edgewater won and Edgewater was wolfing. And we kind of had an idea when they came to that game what was going to happen, because even in the warm-ups, Jones wasn't no laughing, wasn't no playing. They were strictly business. I mean, we knew from the warm-ups what time it was. They was right. They were focused, and I kind of see something like that happening with Edgewater, because you can't let nobody beat you, and then you're not ready the next time up. Jones may win, but I know the game can't be as bad as it was last year. So I know that Coach Duke's a good coach.
I think it'll be a competitive game on both sides, but I like Jones to win by 7-10.
All right, well, we're gonna see. All right, and
them folks say they feel bad for E. I don't feel bad for Egali, because Egali is a quality team. They got players too. Their 2026 and 2025 class is loaded. I'm not saying that they loaded enough to beat Cocoa. But I don't feel bad for them. That's a real good team, and it'll be a good test for them. But at the end of the day, I got Cocoa to bounce back.
You was glitching. I thought you said Ugali, EG, but I'm gonna go ahead and take Cocoa since since you said EG. You see, he didn't respond, so we know that he said EG. That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely said Cocoa. You might have heard me say AG. But I never said EG. I'm definitely riding with Cocoa.
We definitely we both are.
What Rob right at, man? He on here? Because we wasn't even 30 seconds into the show, and that man asked, "Who you got? Olympia?"
Rob. I don't know if he in here or not.
Nah,
Rob, you in here?
Yeah. But the game of the week this
week.
No.
He here. He here.
Okay, he here. Game of the week, Rob. It's on you. Game of the week. We got Ocoee versus Olympia. Man, Rob, Ocoee has a terrific defense. But just assessing their season so far, I don't believe that they have played a team that was balanced. I think that Olympia is going to be the most balanced team that they played up to this point. Even winning last week versus Evans outproduced them. Evans had more total yards than and somehow lost the ball game. Evans had over 240 yards rushing and still lost. So I understand, I'm still not convinced on Okoye's offense. Game of the week, Olympia versus Okoye. I'm rocking with the Titans. And I much respect to Okoye Knights. I love their defense, but I'm going with Olympia. I'm sorry.
I don't know what he's saying. You said that about Evans. I don't know. I be like, sometimes, man, I be trying to figure out what Rob be talking about because I don't recall you saying any of those things about Evans. I don't think you went into detail about Evans being a balanced team or nothing like that. I don't think you said anything to that effect. So I could be wrong.
Evans is not a balanced team. No.
Yeah.
Evans is not a balanced team. Evans didn't have their All-American safety, Brandon Jacobs. I mean, they didn't have their top two receivers. I'm not making excuses for Evans. They lost the ball game. I did say Evans was going to beat Okoye. Okoye won. Terrific. Okoye's 2-1.
What I can't take is like this is my thing. See, you can't have this energy when you win, and you don't have this energy when you lose. Because when you said y'all made the bet before the season even started, but when Apopka beat them 2-0, he wasn't on here like, oh, sell it out. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like the bottom line is if you consistent with me, I'm cool with whatever you do. Like, but you got to be consistent. Like,
who's making excuses, bro?
Yeah, we haven't lost, huh? You lost to Apopka. Like, see right there, man. I'm done. It's like the man said we haven't lost.
What are you talking about?
Like, I mean, like seriously, that's a lie. You didn't lose to Apopka. Is there anybody else from
me
Okoye
making excuses or something?
Ah,
He not
I don't
talking
know what
about
you're
that.
talking
He must be saying that excuses.
No, he can't be talking about excuses because you didn't like.
Bro, I stand on everything, bro. I'm not making no excuses about nothing. Okoye won last week, but it wasn't impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
defense,
I
yeah.
just don't think. Well, first of all, we all know that the defense is very impressive, and what's impressive because there's no excuses because I don't think Zeke played.
Zeke
This
didn't
dude
play.
right here. We lost to Apopka of a fluke. Wow. But anyway, man.
That sounds like an excuse.
Yeah, that really does. Zeke ain't played, so like that Zeke and to me, Zeke and BJ balance each other out. So like they both are.
I don't know. I can't say that because BJ plays both ways. Zeke don't play both ways. BJ also plays receiver. First game of the season, BJ scored a receiver touchdown. So you missing an All-American type athlete. That shit don't equal out.
But as good as BJ is, like the thing is Zeke is a guy that is very disruptive on the inside. Zeke wasn't playing, so you like my thing about that is if Zeke is not there, then really and truthfully, all you really had to handle was Mikey. Like because so I don't know, like to me, Zeke not being there because Evans
they couldn't do that.
Evans really don't throw the ball. Evans really don't throw the ball. So like running the ball against Zeke up the middle, that's his expertise. So I wouldn't expect I would expect that kind of even though he was out there, they couldn't really do much running the ball. If they was going to beat those guys, like you said, they're gonna have to be balanced. Whoever's going to beat them. So that's what I would say. Look, somebody said this guy's in an alternate universe. I do agree.
I mean, even with that though, Evans still rushed. Like I said, neither team could throw the ball, Evans or Okoye. And Evans lost. But
Evans lost. So bottom
Evans
line,
moved the ball up and down. They won. They lost.
Right. Yeah, Evans. We're not. Nobody's saying that. But the problem is, Rob, is this. I need the same energy. Whatever, just like I always told my son,
tomorrow night.
win,
Have the same energy
lose or
tomorrow
draw,
night.
win, lose or draw, you gotta have the same. If you're gonna talk shit, you gotta talk shit when you win, gotta talk shit when you lose. Like I don't recall you with the same energy when you lost to Okoye 2-0. So I don't recall, but y'all are because y'all already made a bet. Y'all got the wing bet is what, seven wings to 3? And like that's y'all's win. We threw the ball. And see, this what I'm talking about when I talk about delusion now. Like, I guarantee you didn't have
Rob,
40.
y'all didn't have over. Rob, y'all didn't have over damn 40 yards passing. What are you talking about, man? Y'all ain't throw
That's,
nothing. You threw
that's what I'm talking.
incompletions.
Right. That's what, just because we not, and speaking, I'm with K. Now, matter of fact, because I'll make my pick after this, but the reality, you're totally right. You had under 50 yards. So basically, if you can't get, somebody's gonna say, okay, we just gonna sell out.
28. Y'all had 28 yards passing, Rob. 4 for 8.
Yeah, you got to do better. But that goes to show that my dog didn't feel comfortable with his
They
quarterback.
had 28 yards passing. Quality
Yeah,
team like that, bro.
yeah, no. Well, they finna play a quality team, and I will say this: I'm definitely gonna go with Olympia as well because 2 reasons. Really, I think that if on paper they're definitely a better team. Uh, Big Mike is out here just really showing his behind. If Zeke's gonna make a difference, but I can pretty much guarantee that Olympia coaches they're gonna go for Zeke and they're gonna make sure those 2 guys don't beat him. They're not gonna do some of the stuff that some coaches do. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Mikey, the defense is solid. I don't trust the offense. I don't. Like when you tell me 28
Solid.
yards
Good
passing, I
defense.
can't
Mm.
I can't I can't go with that. So I'm just glad
Nah,
that my dude legs went ahead and went into the running thing because I know that running is what it's going to take. But I just don't see them just running down Olympia throat. I don't. Because me personally, I think if you beat Olympia, you beat them passing the ball. That's just my personal opinion. You got to be able to pass, or you got to have a dynamic quarterback like Tyree that can have a semblance of pass but can also run. So I'm definitely going to go with those guys. Everything okay. All right. So that's what he says. Every time you against a Okoye,
that's
they'll
cool.
win. So the beautiful thing is
Y'all should go.
tomorrow.
Y'all should go undefeated.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
beautiful
Corey
thing
had
is,
28 yards passing. Exactly.
yeah,
Olympia finna
the
get that
beautiful
on one
thing
play.
is, the beautiful thing is, y'all boys
Man,
have a bet. Have a
gonna get
bet for
their ass
wings
challenged
7 to
tomorrow.
3. But with that being said, I'm with Kate because me and Kate on some other stuff. Uh, uh, Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but that's fine. We expect you to. Like that's not the issue. The issue
You
is
supposed
like
to, bro.
you can't. Yeah, you're supposed to, but the issue is you can't sell out when you
Your
win
son on the team,
and be
dog.
a
We
church
understand.
and be a church mouse when you lose. You can't. You just can't do that. Like you got to be. We expect you to support the Cody Knights. You're supposed to. If you didn't, then that would be a problem. Uh, Look at this. I'll tell you, man, I don't know what you and I done defeated. You the one that said that y'all didn't lose to
I'm
Apostle.
saying you'll go undefeated the remainder of the picks. If I keep picking against y'all, then you'll go undefeated the remainder of the season, man. Don't look too
Yeah,
much into it, Rob. Man, I'm a cool guy, man. I ain't got no beef with you, man. I like Okoye. I just don't trust your offense.
it's just that simple, and I don't think
He
that's
been making it so personal.
yeah, man. It's like,
Personal.
bruh, the offense, like any dude that's like, if you keep it real, is no way that you could be happy with 28 yards passing and be talking. I wouldn't be talking smack on that. I mean, because really the defense is holding it down. So the offense is gonna have to do something. I mean, if they like the sad part is, you know, like think about it, bruh. That offense hasn't gave
Offense
up.
ain't done shit all year.
No, but just think about it. The defense ain't gave up nothing. The defense gave up 2 points on a safety, which that's not on the defense. You know, they haven't given up many points, bruh. Defense is serious. Uh, so I
I
mean,
think they defense. I think their defense
K,
gave
K
up.
has a see. I can rock with K
Was it?
because K has a. Yeah, I don't know, but Kay had a great point. She says y'all don't consider Koi beat the team that beat Olympia. Uh, like the reason that I wouldn't consider it is because Tyree, y'all didn't face Tyree. Y'all knocked Tyree
It
out.
was
That yeah,
y'all didn't play
that's
the Wakaba.
like the thing about Okoye is
Wasn't
that
real
that's
Wakaba, bro.
been consistent. Now I tell you what, they didn't face 3 quarterbacks and they didn't put 3 quarterbacks out. So like they, you got to give them their credit. They, they are definitely, they applying that pressure. So it's gonna be
They ain't put Evans
contingent.
quarterback out.
Oh, he said I thought somebody told me they put Chris out.
Man, Chris rushed for over 100 yards on them, man.
Okay, so Chris didn't get put out, but Tyree, I know they put Tyree out because they didn't play the same Tyree that because that Tyree that played Olympia would have beat a lot of teams. He was
Absolutely.
on one.
Man.
But yeah, but he he couldn't really run against them, which is important. But the most important thing is we'll be there. It's the game of the week. Hopefully, hopefully Rob, this is what I would say to you. Like, and this what real G's do. If you feel offended by AJ and you feel he's doing something, then because AJ remember this. AJ, remember last year West Orange? Not West Orange, Winter Park. Remember we got the remember I got the letter from Winter Park about Assad and he wasn't nothing to the.
Yeah.
I took it to Assad room, gave it to him. I said, man, this is what they saying about you. He became player of the week for the touchdown club. So you putting pressure on your son. Now I knew mine can handle it. So you make sure your son can handle it. Because if you talking all this noise to my dog, I expect your son to be out there rolling. That means he better be handling his business. So I'm gonna be at the game myself because I don't have to go nowhere this weekend. So because one thing I will say, K, talk your shit, beat your chest, because your son out there killing people. Bottom line. But so do what you do. But you put a target on his back and a target on the offense back. So let's see. I hope that y'all do win. Hope you prove me wrong. But I know if y'all come out with a 28-yard passing, y'all ain't gonna win. Nope. So we'll be there for certain. So shout out and like Kay had a good question, and Kay, that's the only reason. And I'm glad Kay was there. Chris got put out the last quarter. So I mean, that's I'm telling you, they have a tendency to be knocking quarterbacks out the game, bro. So but and if they could keep it close, they got a shot. But but eventually all defenses wear down, man, when offenses can't score. Prime example, Buffalo with the Jets. They couldn't score, couldn't put them away when they had opportunity, and that's what it is. So that's good. We hope he not, but you putting a target on his back. So so make sure he do what he supposed to do. Look at this dude here. Let's see. Now this dude got jokes. Jackson ain't go. Jackson. I don't even think could start, which was probably the wisest move that Legs did. That he gave his chance.
Rob,
he gave his team a chance.
Get out, man.
Yeah, he gave his team a chance, and that's really, hey, I stand by your product too. Zeke is balling. Him and Mikey ain't playing, and that secondary is doing their job right now. The defense, man, I'm telling you, if you was to ask me, they're the number one defense in the area. It ain't even close. Like maybe APK got a nice one too, but both of them boys are really out there banging pretty good, But the offense at Okoye is letting them down, so that is. I didn't think it was possible for that defense to be better than last year, and it's definitely better. And that's mainly because of that boy Mike.
And Okoye's been known for their defense for
last 5-6 years.
Yeah, so like this ain't nothing new. Last year I think was a fresher breath air for the Okoye Knights offense, having all of that kind of offense with Assad and DeAndre. But I mean, I'm surprised that the defense is this good. I mean, obviously, I think Mikey McClendon, I think Big Mike I do think that he's right now in Orlando, the first 3 weeks in Orlando, not Brevard, but in Orlando.
I would say Brevard too. I would say Brevard too. I'm not trying to be funny. Mikey's finna be he's finna have a lot of Mikey's finna be a
Ain't
problem.
Boggs.
I
It's
mean,
Boggs.
like Boggs a bad boy too.
Boggs done that. He
But-
the only one that I'm like,
But Boggs is 1 year older.
nah,
It-
yeah.
Boggs
Boggs is
25.
Yeah. Boggs
This kid is
25.
20. This kid's 26. I can assure
26,
you that by this summer he'll have every offer there is, and that's just being
Oh
real.
yeah, Mikey have everyone.
He'll have every offer there is if he's doing the stuff he's doing. You know. But where's Malcolm, man? So you mean to tell me Malcolm didn't get on the show
Malcolm
tonight?
people wings. I heard Malcolm trying to flake. I heard he trying to flake on the wings. Malcolm, you can't do that, dog. You got to pay these people their
Oh,
wings.
come on,
man.
Malcolm, man. Hey, man, I was nice enough to I ain't even gonna have you go nowhere. We gonna go somewhere where it's only 75 cents, Malcolm. I ain't gonna do you dirty. You know, I ain't gonna do you like that. You my guy, so I ain't gonna do you like that. But yeah, like, yeah, I'm with you, Kay. I wish we had him 1 year earlier. I'm telling you that now, Mike. I wish I had him 1 year earlier because he is not playing. Like that boy right there is not playing this year, and that's what you like to see. You know, me personally, I like to see kids take advantage of the opportunities and to go on the field and dominate. I mean, that's really what it's all about. You know, that's what they're all about, and that's what it is. So that's what it's all about. Oh, he on here. He defended his nephew Darian. That's his
Man,
nephew.
Darren, man, come on, Rob. Don't do this shit, Rob. Darren had like, come on, Rob. Darren had 2,200 yards passing. Assad had 1,900 of them, dog. That means he threw 300 yards to everybody else on the team, cuz, like, don't do that. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, okay. We definitely
And I
stay
like
champs last
Darren,
year.
but you gotta chill, dog.
Yeah. Darren did a good job, definitely for the team. You know, he definitely slung it around. You know, it wasn't on. You know, like he did what he was supposed to do. You know, we did need a little help at that linebacker position, and you know now they have it in Mikey. So that's really what it is. So uh, so that's really what it is. But hey, with that being said, man, he told you to stop it, AJ. Uh, he said, "Stop it, brother." But anyway, with that being said, man,
Rob. Darian threw for 1980. He threw for 1980. He had 26 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He had a terrific season, a great season. I'm not taking nothing away from that young man. But out of his 1,900 yards, 1,353 went to one guy.
no, actually, that's a little off because he actually have Assad in it because that's not counting the last game of the season. That's not counting because Darren threw over 2,000 and Assad had 1,500. But you know, my thing was,
so
I was glad.
Darren did a great job of throwing to the guy he should have threw to.
Yeah, and we almost pulled it out. Nobody would have picked.
Nobody would have picked Corey to go that far last year. Absolutely, Darren did a terrific job for what. All right, bro.
Yeah. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, they did well. I love dealing with Rob because he is definitely that
He
parent.
got to be from New York.
He's from New York, bro. You know he's from up north. You know that's not. I tell you, you know he's from up north. But all I'm saying is, hey, you know, you putting a target on your kid's back. So hopefully, you know, my dude go out there and can live up to that. You know, can live up to that. You know, because you know, I personally, there's no way I could be talking trash and my son on offense and we not doing nothing. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. You know, I feel like we letting the team down personally. That's just me though. But you
it's
know,
a team sport though. It's a team
sport.
It's
a team sport. But damn, you know, there's a difference between it's a team sport and they have not had a offensive passing touchdown in 3 games. You know, it's like, you know, the running backs is told it at some point, the defensive guy is just gonna say, okay, I'm putting 10 in the box. Now what? Like, I mean, like at some point, that's just the way. That's just whatever football does. At some point, that's what they're gonna say.
And I'm not blaming the receivers. I'm not blaming the receivers that are the running backs. I just think as an offensive group collectively. Yeah, that is what it is.
Yeah, you should be proud of your son. But as a parent, you should be proud of your son. It shouldn't have nothing to do with football. I mean, I could care whether my son does something in football or not really don't matter. Like that really don't matter. But I'm not gonna talk shit for my son. He got to go out there and play. AJ, you've been around me for years. Do I talk shit about the side?
You don't have to.
Hey, at the end of the day, that's like, at the end of the day, it's up to him to do what he do. If he don't, that's on him. But but I ain't finna be out here arguing with nobody about how good Assad is or whatever he is, because like it just puts targets on them kids' back. So like at the end of the day, they might not be strong enough to handle that target. They ain't from the hood. They don't live like that. So it's just different, But yeah, definitely, yeah, that's what's gonna happen eventually. Like if you know football, that's what's gonna happen. Like if you know football, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, I mean, that's what's gonna happen. You know, so so at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to you're gonna get some coaches gonna say, okay, Deckett, hey, I'm stacking the box. Your quarterback gonna have to beat us. Now what? It's just that simple. So it's coming. But I think it'll be a good game. I think I just think that Okoye's defense is gonna get worn down. I think that Okoye's defense is gonna get worn down. Yeah, facts, facts. But yeah, Corey's defense is gonna get worn down. The defense is gonna play well enough to win that game. Remember we said that. The offense, I just don't see it coming because I don't think like one thing about Gabe, Gabe defensively, that's his expertise. He ain't just gonna let you you ain't just gonna run the ball down his throat. That just hey, Boone has a hell of a running offense. Hey, they're not going to let you. You got to beat those guys passing the ball. It's just that simple. So it's going to be interesting, man. But we'll be there tomorrow, bright eye, bushy tail. So look forward to seeing a lot of the parents that wear the Koei, and I really want them to win. But me and AJ got some steak dinners on these betums. So guess what? I got to go with my heart. So my heart, I think Olympia got.
Who you got?
I'm going with Olympia.
You picking Olympia?
Yeah, we got
told
steak dinner
yesterday.
Yeah, that was before we got too many dinners on the table. So and then so we got too much.
You told me Okoye yesterday. Yesterday you said Okoye. What you?
I was just messing with you because I knew you was gonna pick Okoye. I knew you was gonna pick Olympia. So but I was just messing with you because I already knew you. You need Okoye.
Reverse psychology with people.
No, you need Olympia to win it. This ain't no won't. Like, hey, because if Okoye win this game, you gonna owe that man some wings. It's just that simple. If Okoye win this game, you gonna owe that man some wings. Yeah. So that's defense gonna get tired at some point. Like this is a long season. I'm hoping that the offense does something to where them boys. No, I'm hoping that I don't want them boys to get tired. Yeah, I mean, I just don't trust the offense, Kay. If it was just a defensive thing, I'd be all in. If it was a defensive thing, I can guarantee the defense will not let them score more than 7. They won't score more than 21 points.
Hey,
it is no way Okoye's offense is going to score 21
points. If it was all about the defense, the defense, I would pick Okoye every week.
Every week. The defense is tremendous. But the offense got to do something, and I got to see them do something.
You got 3
I got to see them do something. I've seen the special teams do something. I got to see the offense do something before. I'm glad they win it, but
keep returning back.
Yeah, I'm glad they win. I hope they win all the games. But at some point, you're gonna meet a team that can defend just as much as you. Now, what is your offense gonna do? And right now, Seminole versus Evans. Seminole's not playing Evans, or is Seminole playing Evans?
Yeah, Seminole versus Evans.
We didn't pick those. Evans. We didn't pick that game. Look at it. She being messy, but I'm gonna let her. She being petty. That's all that is. Can't being petty. Can't being petty. Can't being petty as hell. Hey, by the way, since she's being so petty, if you have any travel needs, make sure you get a hold of Kay Monroe. She will help you get your travel needs taken care of, and that's just a free plug. Since she being petty like that, but she's something else, ain't she? She say, hey, she want to know who you picking, AJ. Well, hey, Kay, but we about to go
Yeah,
get our way, Kay. Okay, I'm gonna tell you like this though. On Friday, I'm gonna come pick you up. We gonna go bust down on Malcolm. We gonna find this cat because he owe us some wings. He was talking all that trash. So we gonna find him on that. So for those who don't know, Malcolm coached at Evans, and we bet what it was 21-point spread.
he made that up too. I don't
Yeah,
even know why he would
he
say
said
such.
21. So I bet that too. So yeah, okay, we gonna go get our some wings. We gonna get with Malcolm. Malcolm, if you don't give us our wings, I'm gonna have Coach fire you. I'm gonna call Odom and tell him to fire because Coach Odom is a stand-up guy.
You're gonna be
He ain't gonna.
suspended
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the week
Coach, you pay the wings off, you're gonna be suspended. So shout out to Malcolm. We expect to eat these wings sometime over the weekend. But all right, man. So anything else for the people? Hey, we will be at the game at Ocoee and Olympia at Olympia High School at 7. That's our game of the week. We will be there, and so we look forward to seeing both teams. And basically, whoever wins that game is probably going to be in our top 10 next week. So good luck to both teams. You got anything for the people,
probably.
AJ?
Yeah.
You got anything for the people?
No, sir, man. Look forward to some exciting football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That man, it's football season. I'm just a happy man.
Hey,
I'm a happy
yeah,
guy.
man. How about them cow? How about them cow? Look at that. Yeah, Ocoee made game of the week because of the sponsorship that was provided by Kay Monroe for Elite 100, game. So Kay, I'll make sure I pick up the sponsorship, and I don't want the wings that you were supposed to get from your boy. We want cash, De Niro. So shout out but we'll be there. So hey, I look forward to seeing you guys. So we'll be there. Boy, we're gonna stay to the end of the game. All that.
Rob gonna sponsor this week. Ain't that what he said?
Nah, Rob,
Olympia
you and Rob,
win,
y'all got.
I need Olympia.
Oh, Rob Walker.
Hey Rob, if Olympia win, I need a sponsorship package from you, big dog.
Which Rob? Rob Walker or Rob Wright?
You know which Rob. Rob Wright. So come on, Rob.
Hey man,
Rob,
if McCoy win,
I need that sponsorship.
If McCoy win, bro, you might not get your wings. If McCoy win, man, I'm telling you that the wings. If McCoy win tonight, man, you will not. They will go 7-3. That's the bet y'all made.
They still got to play Winter Park and Edgewater. I still got hope.
but even they beat, hey, I'm telling you, I think they're gonna go 7-3 too. So we'll see. But I do still think they're gonna lose this game. But all right then, man. Peace out. Hey, Shot. We'll catch y'all later. Peace.
All right, peace.